Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 154. It is Friday morning. We are heading out to the office to get checked in for the day and then taking off for our first destination. And I'm tired. I am tired. My daughter had a softball game that was pushed to about 9 p.m. for a start last night. It was a championship game, which they won, and she was very excited. They got rings, they got medals, they got plaques, they got everything. So she was very excited, but we didn't get home till really late, about midnight. And then I had to do all kinds of work. So I checked all the bills, got my spreadsheets updated, got my gambling stuff taken care of. And actually, I didn't send out the email I needed to last night, but overall got everything caught up. I was about a month behind on some of the stuff that I do on the side, and primarily because I had a big loss and I didn't want to put it on the spreadsheet yet, but I did. I ended up actually having a nicer gain than I thought I did, and everything is all good. Last month, I think I recently updated you, we were ahead like 26,303 or something like that. Looks like if things go well today and Sunday, we could get there for this month as well. So hoping that happens as well. And other than that, just extremely tired. Got only a couple hours of sleep. Kind of have a headache. But I'll drink my electrolytes here in a little bit and should feel a little bit better. But right now we are heading out to the office. We should get there nice and early and get checked in, and then we'll be on the road. And usually there are two ways to go to the casino. The first casino we're going to from the office, I'm going to take the longer way, which is only like 2 or 3 minutes longer, because the shorter way goes through all these little towns and things, construction, all this other stuff. It's just not worth it for me. So we'll take a couple minutes longer and probably shave that time off anyway. Anyway, that's what's going on right now. You're all caught up, heading to the office, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So went to the office, got checked in, went to my desk, moved some things around. And one thing I did, which is new that I'm doing now, is I am parking close enough and having my laptop on so that it connects to the network. So we have the log files showing that I was there as well. So that's just another step that I'm taking, just to show that I logged into the network. And then by the time I got back to my car, I had already logged in and all that, and I was able to take off. So right now we are heading out to the first casino, and I'll come back and update you. Alright guys, I am back. I had so much stuff going on with work and everything, I forgot to record this segment, so let's go through it here. I went in and pretty much checked everything. I only found one machine. There was only one machine that I couldn't check, so the same lady was on there the whole time, so nothing I could do. But I played like 3 or 4 different things and just hung around even the whole time, and I ended up leaving ahead $10, and that was it. Interestingly, there was one that had a high denomination play on it. Played that one through, and I was down as much as 700 on that one, and ended up coming back and left that one down like $40, and then ended up with everything I had $10. So what are you gonna do? We're gonna move on here to the next casino, and nice day today. I didn't mention that earlier, but it's where I am right now anyway. It's really nice. Almost clear skies, a little bit of haze off in the distance, 80 degrees. Severe storm risk for later in the day, so that'll cool things off, and we'll see how it goes. So right now we got to weather the storm in the casinos. So we're moving on. We're going to play a little bit of Blackjack next, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I'm back. So I'm going to try to do this. I don't know if I can find a quiet area in here or not, but try to figure this out here. So I found no plays on the machines, so I went and played some blackjack, and found a quiet table by itself, new shoe, everything's fine. Start playing, buy in for 500, lose that first shoe, rebuy another 500. By the end of that shoe, I'm rebuying. Third shoe, I'm in for like 1500 now, and I'm at like a running minus 12 with like 1.5 to go, but they cut it thin, so it could still be 2 or 3 more hands. So I moved to a different table right next to it because a guy had just bought in for 10,000 and just taken the money and left. Don't worry about it, everything's fine. There's nothing to see here. When someone buys in for 10,000, just takes the chips and leaves, they don't pay attention to that, but me, they're paying attention to, right? That makes a lot of sense. So anyway, I go over to that table, start playing, buy in for 500. I'm in for 2,000 now. Lose that, so now I'm like, and when I finish that, now it's like a negative true 3 or something like that. So I end up moving back to the first table again. I'm like, this isn't too suspicious. What's on top of that is, after all that back and forth, then it starts going up. I start raising, and then I have my max bet out there. It's like $500 bets, and I'm like, win, push. You know, we both had blackjack one hand, but the first shoe was so incredible. I had one blackjack, and the dealer had a backdoor blackjack, and then he had a total of 7 blackjacks that shoe. I just had the one blackjack that shoe. So anyway, so I was down as much as like 2,300, and I was up at my high point. I was up 300, not like anything to write home about. Then back down like 1,700, somewhere in there, and then back to close to even. Then back down another 700 or 800. And then I ended a shoe ahead 200. I'm like, that's enough for me. And then up, and another thing that happened is the pit bosses were talking in a corner, and then they both came up behind me and were watching me and were really quiet. And then I heard one of them go, well, and I'm like, oh shoot, it's coming right now. And he goes, I'm gonna leave. And I'm like, oh, okay. Man, that was like so suspicious, you know. Anyway, ended the shoe ahead 200 and took off. And I played a few slots so far. I'm up like $8, not much. But the problem is, I came here early enough that I could play both shifts, and I stayed long enough at that table that both of them saw me. So it's like there's no benefit now. So I got to figure out what to do. Might go to a different area and try that. I might play a little poker. So we'll see what happens here. And I'll be back to update you. Hopefully this didn't sound too bad here. All right, guys, I am back, and I'm actually sitting in a parking lot. I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone here for a while, and I just arrived at my next casino. But let me tell you what happened at that last casino. So I didn't have anything to play for a long time. Then I finally found a table. I think I already mentioned big swings back and forth, minus 2,300, up to almost even, down 1,700, all this back and forth. And finally I ended up cashing out ahead 200. I think my high for the session was only plus 300. But I was worried, so I didn't cash out all my chips. I went and played some 2-5 no limit hold'em, and actually did pretty bad. Never really had good hands. When I did, I go all in with 2 pair, get called, runner, lose. Just had a lot of bad variance happen. I ended up leaving that table down $499. So minus $499 on that. Had a little bit of positive variance for once at this place on the slots, and I ended the session ahead 335 on the slots. So although, so plus 200 on the blackjack, plus 335 on the slots, minus 499 on the blackjack on the poker means I'm only ahead like $36 for that stop. So $46 for the day. So Like I said, I'm at another casino right now. I'm in the parking lot. I'm going to go in there and see what I can do. Hopefully make 500 would be nice. 300 is something, and we'll see what happens. But so far it's been a grind. I'm not complaining. I came back from a big deficit. I'm not complaining at all. Just hoping to get some positive variance here before the end of the day. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll come back and update you in a little while. All right, guys. So I'm still in my car here. I don't know what's going on, but this security car went by and then stopped and then backed up and is kind of blocking me in right now. I don't know what he's looking at, if he's looking at me or someone else, but just sitting there with his lights on. I haven't gone in or done anything, so I don't know what the deal is. These are the fun times here. Looks like he's going to move on. That was kind of weird that he drove right by me and then backed up, and I'm backed into a parking spot, so my license is up against the wall. But I don't. It's probably something else, and I just worrying about nothing. But all right, we're gonna hop in this place, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Not much happening in there. Low limit, 8 deck, bad penetration, hit 17. High limit, two $50 tables. Both have 3 people on them. $100 table. Good rules, good pen. One problem though. Cash out limit, $2,000. So, do I really want to mess with this? So I decided I'm going to walk away from that place. I did play a few slots, and that's really all I could do in there. I just didn't want to get wrapped up at that place in particular. It's already a place I don't like to visit. They're already very suspicious, always. They've already backed off a bunch of people. So I just decided it doesn't make sense to be playing the higher limit. I would have played the 50. I just didn't want to play the 100. 50 gives me 40 units before I'm at $2,000. Even 80 units would be okay. Come back another time, all that. I just didn't want to get in a situation where I'm getting too much attention. So I ended up walking away ahead 102 on the slots, but that's it. So far today, under $200 total. We played 1 session of blackjack, 1 session of poker, 2 sessions of slots, but not really much going on right now. So that's all right though. We are moving on to probably stop and get some food, and then we'll move on to the next casino, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. I am on my way to my next casino. Actually need to stop and get some fuel again. But yeah, it's been a lot of stuff today. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of emotion. Blackjack took me up and down and up and down and up and down. And same with poker, which I normally wouldn't play. 2-5 anyway, I normally wouldn't play. I'd do 1-2 or 1-3, but it just wasn't getting hands at all there. Slots, okay, not bad, not terrible. Better than average, I would say, but still not finding much. So as we're moving on here to the next place, just reflecting, and I don't really see anything that I really could have done much differently. Bet more, bet less, not play. I don't see anything I could have done. Maybe not play poker, but I kind of wanted to hang around the place for a while to see how things were going and see if some people leave, and then I was going to sit back down at the blackjack table. It just didn't work out. But really, I mean, if I had not played poker, I probably would have gone, I would have left, or I would have gone back to blackjack. Who knows what would have happened there. I wouldn't have won on the slots because I would have been gone. But yeah, I'm not really seeing any holes in what I did there, other than maybe I could have gone to the car instead of played poker. That's really about all. So, but today's shaping up to be a very, very hot day. Right now I'm looking at the temperature at 90 degrees, feels like 99. We got some evening storms coming. I thought they were going to be earlier, but it looks like the temperature is going to go down about 10 or 12 degrees in about an hour. But by then we'll be well on our way home. So this next place that we're going to go to, I could play some blackjack, probably will not. It'll probably just be slots, but I may actually, after I get home tonight, I may leave to play another spot. So that's a possibility. Just want to try to get a little bit more money in. Like I said, I updated my charts yesterday, and they're looking beautiful. Last 55 days, let's say, I'm up like 60,000. So 60, I'm up like 50,000. So can't complain about that. Sometimes you go through these little lulls like this. The funny thing is, last night when I went to sleep, I didn't even go to bed till after 2, almost 3. And I thought to myself, maybe I should stay local tomorrow because I'm going to be tired. I'm not really feeling tired. Maybe just a little bit of a headache, but nothing really. It's just bad variance is all it comes down to, and that happens. So, yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? We are going to finalize our Vegas trip either tonight or tomorrow. So when I talk to you on Sunday, we'll talk about that a little bit. Look for Coach's second episode tomorrow. And actually, I haven't listened to it yet. I've been so busy. I'm going to listen to it probably on the way home and see what that sounds like, and probably publish that on Saturday and just go from there. So right now, you know, you know what? I'm going to call Mike because yesterday was his birthday and I didn't get to talk to him. I'll talk to him. I'm going to get gas first because he likes to talk for a long time. I'll get some fuel and then talk to Mike and then head on to the next casino, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back, and I saw my deaf friends. They were here, and talked to them for a while. It's really nice that I learned some sign language and we can communicate with each other. And they're also good at reading lips and stuff, so I don't have to know everything, but it's nice to probably know, I don't know, 10 or 15 words, and you know, the main things that I need to know to communicate. Nice to see you, hello, you know, applause, winning, losing, eating, you know, things like that. And it's nice to be able to communicate, friends, you know, things like that. So anyway, the reason I bring them up is when I was getting ready to leave, one of them came over, and his sister hears a little bit, but he doesn't at all. So sometimes when he's excited, he'll like have a squeal, and I heard the squeal, and I looked behind me, and it was him, and he was trying to show me something and wanted me to follow him. So I follow him, and he shows me this jackpot that this woman got for like $13,000, I guess, first time in a casino, and she hit it right away. So of course that happens, you know. And we've been busting our butt trying to make some money today, and we're up a couple $100 the whole day. But so it was nice to see them. That casino also, the last 2 casinos have been very warm. I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, you think they'd understand the kind of load that they would have, and the kind of temperatures that are in the area, so they should have air conditioning systems that are more than enough to handle it, but who knows? I don't know. Anyway, I wasn't finding much at all. I found just a couple plays. One of them, they wanted to split with me, and I split it with them even though it was a tiny play, and we ended up losing like 80 cents. I told the guy he owed me 40 cents. So But other than that, it was just a couple tiny things, and I ended my session. I had 21, so plus $21. You know, I've been trying to get 21 all day, and I get $21. But they did have some kind of a contest or something going on, and interestingly, it's like I've got the top tier at this place, and I wasn't invited for the contest, so it's not a big deal. I was only gonna participate for the one drawing anyway, but it was kind of interesting, all the money I put into the place, and I wasn't even invited to it, unless I didn't see it. So but it wasn't available on my card. So all right now we are going to continue our trip. I'm going to relax a little bit and make a couple of phone calls, get caught up on some stuff, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Oh, this air conditioning starting to act up. Oh my gosh. Anyway, continuing our trip here, I was just reflecting back on that blackjack session that I had with all the ups and downs and the crazy and all that. I had one of the biggest things that hurt me was the dealer having 7, I believe, blackjacks in the first shoe. That was a killer. And then I split 8s twice, once to 3 hands, once to 4 hands, and a double down, and lost every hand. So that was huge as well. Just getting those 8s back would be a swing of like $2,000, so, or more. So, you know, when you stop and think about it and you break it down, just one little thing changing could have been huge. You know, the dealer had busted on that hand, those 2 hands, that would have been huge the other way. But we understand the math and we respect it. So anyway, let's do our segments. What did you eat today, MW? Nothing really. I had some beef jerky and I had a Payday candy bar, and that's it. The Payday candy bars are awesome, by the way. If you've never tried them, you should try them. I can't really give it a rating because it's like prepackaged stuff. The beef jerky is handmade, obviously, but you know, it's okay. I give it a 9 on a scale of 2 through 8. It's never peppery enough for me, and they don't make like extra peppered anywhere, which is kind of weird. And what did you tip today, MW? And we had that blackjack session again. We were on one table, switched to a second table, switched back to the first table, and so we actually ended up with, I think, maybe 4 or 5 different dealers with breaks and stuff like that, and we tipped a total of $0 on that. And what did you learn today, MW? You know, I'm gonna swing back to maybe like a week ago or so, when I didn't play a game because I was tired and I was concerned that I wasn't going to be doing my best. Meanwhile, last night I did the opposite. I was tired and I was worried I wasn't going to do my best, but I still came on this trip, which, you know, it all turned out okay in the end, but I should have stayed local. And if I just stayed local or almost local, I could have swung by work a couple of times, gotten some poker in, gotten 1 or 2 sessions of slots in, and probably made more money than what I made today with a lot less driving and probably less risk. So but we live and learn. That's why that segment's there. I'm trying to learn something every day and trying to get better every day. And yeah, that's what's happening here. Look for Coach's episode tomorrow. I'll catch up with you guys on Sunday. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.